Before I begin, I want to emphasize strongly that I have no affiliation with any teams that are mentioned in this video. I just flat out don't. I make nothing from this. I am simply a local soccer fan that wants to see the game in the St. Louis area grow. That is my only plot to this video here, so I just want to clear the record right off the bat. And I'm getting this out of the way right now because this video is going to explain why you should take your potential $165 investment in a brand new St. Louis City away kit and instead apply it to a much better cause. Okay, I think that should absolve me of any criticism going forward.
It's the internet, you idiot!
Oh yeah, you're right. So St. Louis City SC has announced its new Confluence kit the morning that this video was recorded.
And in a fashion that we can both expect and respect, they did a very snazzy video on it that respects St. Louis's heritage and explains what went into it. Seriously, these videos are very well done. The marketing and social media admin team at City always gets dubs.
And I do think it looks good. Not great, but I think it looks good. Look, sometimes going simple just works. I think this color scheme with the red popping off the white really works. I like the crest that they're using. It's not the secondary crest that people rave about, but the white with the red I think really pops. And I really think the waves are a novel touch to signify the confluence of the Missouri and Mississippi rivers, the two biggest rivers in the United States. And I love the idea that each kit is supposed to be different for each person that buys it. Now, I have no idea how they're going to actually accomplish this because Adidas can be very templatey, but in some cases with these kit releases in the MLS that we've been seeing, they're actually a little adventurous this time around, and I dig it. But the jersey itself is not the problem. The price tag is the problem.
The authentic version of this jersey is $165. Now this is absolutely ludicrous, and I'm not talking about the rapper. But this is not a slam at St. Louis City SC at all. It's because all MLS jerseys that are coming out now are about this price, and you can thank MLS, not St. Louis City SC, for that. In fact, if you want an authentic Lionel Messi jersey, get ready to open your wallet wide and pull out two $100 bills. MLS is basically charging hockey jersey prices for soccer jerseys that cost a fraction to manufacture. Hockey jerseys typically cost a lot in materials and labor, with most of the rest of the cost tied up in licensing fees. By the time it gets to a team's store, there's over 3 figures tied into its cost already. This is a big reason why Fanatics is taking over hockey jersey production after this season. No other manufacturers even bid on NHL rights for hockey jerseys. It's because there's just not a lot of profit in them because it takes so much to just make one. By comparison, a soccer kit costs just about $8 to actually make.
So why is MLS charging bougie prices for its kits? There's nothing more American than profits.
The United States of America! Yeah!
The MLS exists for one reason. Not for the love of the game, not to grow the game, but rather grow its bottom line. And that's not the slam you think it is, it's just a fact. It's a corporation in a capitalist society, so this makes it no different than any other for-profit corporation. It just chooses to try to monopolize the US game as its business, and if growing the game means growing the bottom line, then it's going to do it.
And let's face the facts, folks. Don Garber and the MLS as a whole are in absolute lust with Lionel Messi right now. They just are.
Now, it's no secret that Messi has attracted new eyes to MLS, but it's also attracted new ridicule over how they put Messi above the rest of the league. Their global tour was an absolute farce that made the whole league look bad, but it's part of their Messi, Messi, Messi philosophy. After all, it's not a major American soccer league if it's not getting a global superstar at the twilight of his career and just overhyping him to death. But many believe MLS is already thinking that it's a bougie league because of Lionel Messi, and whether it is or isn't, MLS paid a big price for Messi to come over to the US, and that price has to be repaid somehow. So yes, things like pricier kits, pushing its own Leagues Cup over the Open Cup, the farce that is the Messi World Tour. MLS is like any other American corporation that's going to seek to recoup its investments sooner than later, even if it means jacking up the prices on everything it touches to do so. Just try renting a new apartment in the US that was just built. It's going to be overpriced, and it's overpriced because the investors behind the project need their money, and they need it now. It's just what we do in America.
Again, any blame on the price of the kits goes on MLS, not St. Louis City SC. MLS has a kit deal with Adidas that runs through 2030, and because MLS is a single entity league and they've allowed St. Louis to finally play in its sandbox after so long, they dictate the prices, they dictate everything. By the way, it's no accident that I'm wearing this St. Louis City SC kit for this video. This is their away kit from last season that is now being retired for the new Confluence kit. I bought this kit for $60 in November from Fanatics. It's an authentic, it's not a replica. And had I even waited a little longer, I could have gotten it for less. I forget where, but I think I saw it as low as 40 bucks on either Dick's or Fanatics or MLS Store, one of those sites. My point here being that if you wait, you can get kits after the season for a fraction of what they're charging now, brand new. And I know what you're saying, what about the red home kits? Those went on sale this offseason too.
Now, if you do want to save money on this kit, don't go to DHgate and buy some knockoff. You can buy the replica for $99 from City Pavilion or the Armory and have it customized for free through March 31st. It's not a bad deal, seeing as customization can get a bit pricey. And to me, there's not major differences between the authentic and replica this time around. Sure, the replica is missing some trim, the STL flag, and the sleeve advertisements, but you don't buy a jersey for ads, do you? By comparison, I have purchased the new Minnesota United kit, and I actually prefer the replica version over the authentic version because there's less ads blocking this wonderful nebula view.
Now, as someone that doesn't come from wealth and actually has to follow a budget, I do have to be careful with what I choose to spend three-figure dollars on. Every big purchase has to be thought out and planned in advance. It just has to. And one thing that affected my ability to even buy this kit is the fact that as a season ticket holder, I'm still not getting a break in my monthly payments for season tickets. In March, my monthly payments for the 24 season are done and over with and gone. So I was looking forward to maybe having a couple months off before I start getting charged for the 2025 season. The 2025 season payments, which there are 9 of them, I believe, start in April, 1 month after my payments finish with 2024. I feel I have been paying for season tickets since the Dead Sea just had the sniffles. It just feels like St. Louis City SC has gone J.G. Wentworth on its fans this past week.
I own an MLS club and I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
Now, luckily for me, my prices only increased by 3% for 2025, but others were not so lucky. That's because I locked in my price for 3 years when I signed up for season tickets in the first place, and as part of that agreement, it was agreed upon that prices could not increase more than 3% year by year. And to St. Louis City SC's credit, they did not increase prices at all for this coming season 2024. But look, if you want to pay $165 for a brand new kit and you have the funds and you've set up the money aside to do so, go ahead. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being excited about this kit. There's nothing wrong with being excited about your club. It's called being a fan, and that is perfectly fine. You know, and if you can afford it, great. Go for it. You know, and I hope it's the best jersey that's hanging in your closet. But I will say this. You'll make MLS very happy with each and every day 1, day 2 purchase of this jersey because you are basically justifying the MLS hype machine and you are justifying the fact that they can charge $165 for these kits and people will still buy them. Little thing called supply and demand. But this video is not just about St. Louis City SC's new kits. It's not just about the egregious price. for these new kits. But there's a better use for that money right now. Don't put it towards a St. Louis City SC kit. Put it towards something that is going to help grow the St. Louis area game. Put it towards something that is going to grow the game not just now, but for the future. Put it towards something that is going to give MLS two big middle fingers over its Open Cup controversy and them wanting to pull out of it. And put it towards something, most importantly, that is going to result in you seeing a lot more soccer this year. I'm asking you to put that $165 that you would have put into a kit that'll hang in your closet most of the time, and instead put it towards season tickets for St. Charles FC.
This past week, as this was recorded, the team announced its 2024 schedule this season for both its USL2 and USLW teams. There's going to be 6 home games apiece, with a bonus away ticket to the USL2 team's game at Peoria City in June. Who doesn't love an away day? And if you have a child, that child goes to any St. Charles FC home game for free. Free? I said free. You want more free stuff? Okay, how about a free car decal, a free rally towel, a free t-shirt, free meet and greets with the team, a coaches and owners town hall, premium parking, private entrance, and that away supporters ticket to Peoria. Oh, and did I mention your child attends for free? I might have, but I just did again, because it's free! All that for $175. Now, I get that this might be a bit pricey for some. Maybe you only want to see the USL2 team or the women's team. There's packages at just $75 for the men and $65 for the women.
And just about every game is going to have a regional rivalry. All the teams in St. Charles's division, save for one in Iowa, are in Illinois. Now, the women's division is a little bit smaller, but it does feature Indy 11's women's team. And you will see some good soccer. In their first season in USL2 last season, the men actually finished with a 500 record. They were 6-6, 6 wins and 6 losses. Now, the women struggled a little bit, but I know their time will come. That's because they are in the St. Louis area, and let's face it, there are little girls playing on soccer fields all over the place here.
And what better way to show that St. Louis is ready for a professional women's soccer team than supporting its semi-pro team in St. Charles? USLW is one rung below the top division of USL, the USL Super League. That division just got declared by US Soccer as a top division in the country alongside the NWSL. And the USL2 is 2 notches below the USL Championship, which is a league St. Louis FC played in before folding. Now, why am I showing you this image of Jose Kojima? Well, that's him in a Sarasota Paradise kit, the USL2 team that he played for when he wasn't playing at Wake Forest. Kojima was actually named one of the 11 best players in the USL2 last season, which is saying something rather enormous, because the USL2 has 128 teams. And Kojima is far from the only collegiate player that plays in USL2. Last season, St. Charles FC featured players for SIU Edwardsville, Maryville, Bradley, IUPUI, University of Charleston, and University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. These players are allowed to play for USL2 teams during the summer and maintain their collegiate eligibility.
And that's the benefit of watching St. Charles FC, whether it's the USL2 or the USL Women. You'll see the future right before your eyes. But a season ticket to St. Charles FC goes beyond what you see on the field. It goes towards supporting the future of St. Louis area soccer through its academy.
St. Charles FC is a part of the USL Academy program, and just this past week when this was recorded, the team announced 3 of its 2010 pre-USL Academy boys were signed to the St. Louis City SC U14 Pathway program. This means they could feature on the St. Louis City U15s in the future, and for now, work with the team's full-time academy staff in that academy environment. It's a tremendous achievement for a club that's only been around for a couple of years to see their young players get promoted to the big MLS club.
Now, everyone loves an underdog. After all, the St. Louligans are an underdog story of their own. They supported club after club that started and folded until finally St. Louis FC finally stuck around for a few years, and they used that momentum to help get St. Louis an MLS team. The Louligans were a big part of that, and it's because they put in the work on the lower levels to get us to this point. And just because we have an MLS club doesn't mean local soccer just simply fades away. It's still here. There's young players that are wanting to make it big in our area right now, and a lot of them are going through the St. Charles FC Academy. And for those of you missing out on the USL experience from St. Louis FC, or are just been looking for that lower league feel that you think can only be provided in England or other European countries, then come out and support St. Charles FC. This is a team that is heading into its second year, just like St. Louis City SC. And this is an opportunity to get in on the ground floor of something that could be special, just like St. Louis City SC. This is a team that could hypothetically be promoted to USL 1 or maybe even the championship down the road. But more importantly, and I'm going to bring back the St. Louligans on this as an example, you supporting the USLW team for St. Charles FC, maybe that leads to St. Louis getting an NWSL team or a USL Super League team down the road. After all, as I said just a little bit ago, the St. Louligans, I think, are a big reason we have an MLS club. So St. Charles FC's women's team could be a reason we have women's professional soccer down the road through your support. And if investing in the future doesn't tickle your fancy, hey, it's 13 more local soccer games. If that's too much for you, invest in either the 6-game packages for the USL 2 or the USL women's teams that are much cheaper than that. If you're even on the fence about that, go to one game. Go to either the men's team in the USL 2 or the women's team in USLW and try before you buy. See for yourself. Or you might just be looking for more coverage of the team in general, and you've come to the right place for that. On the Soccer Zombie YouTube channel, I not only want to take you to the games themselves, but I also want to introduce you to the coaches, the players. I think I've got some interesting things lined up for St. Charles FC this season, and I have found them very good to work with on that, and I want to bring you to St. Charles FC and prove why you should support this USL2 and USLW team. And in the end, spending your money on St. Charles FC season tickets is a much better investment in the present and future of St. Louis area soccer than spending $165 on a soccer kit to justify the MLS hype machine. I'm Tom Franklin, and I'll see you at City Park and at St. Charles FC games.